Alright, so here we left off with our finding the length of our radius. So we drew the right triangle, so we're going to now solve Pythagorean theorem. 1 squared plus 3 squared equals x squared. So we're going to have to put that in our calculator. So 1 squared plus 3 squared. Dun, 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 dun. Here you go. Second trace 5. Wait. Enter. Right. Enter. Enter. Here we go. X is equal to 3.1622777. I'm going to round it to 3 because that's the approximate radius. That's fine. So if x is 3, let's go back to our question. That means our radius is 3. Now, 3 squared is 9. Alright, and since we had a decimal, y'all, remember, it's an estimation. So 3 squared does equal 9, but let's go back to, let's see, 3.16. 3.16. Let me write that down because 3.16 squared. It's stored it as x. I'm going to go back second quit. Alright, and since it's stored in there, I'm going to hit x squared, hit enter, 10. See how that worked out? So again, your answer was a decimal. Alright, it was 3.16. Okay, so let me just show you one more time. Our radius, yeah, it rounds to 3. Yeah, that's the approximate radius is 3. Alright, but the exact radius is this number here, 3.1622777. Okay, so again, like I told you in class, when you solve for an x, it automatically stores it. Okay, so your x in your calculator is automatically stored as this decimal here, 3.1622777. Alright, so if I, again, go back and just type in x squared, alright, it gives me 10. So looking back at your question here, yes, we rounded 3 squared, we got 9, and we were like, okay, it's probably one of these because 9 is closest to 10. But I just showed you it is 10. So I'm going to go ahead and cross out C and D, alright, and then choose between A and B. Remember, it's your center, so you switch on 0, it's nothing, and then 4, we switch to a -4. So then we choose A as our answer. That was fun. Okay, moving on to number 6. What is the midpoint of JL? So, remember, guys, I urge you to replot those points. So here we go. Draw your X and Y axis. Perfect. Now plot the points. So you have to make sure that you do this right. I'll read the graph. -4, 5. There. Cool. Now next is L, 4, 1. Now we connect it with a straight line. This is so much fun. There you go. Your job is to find the midpoint. So it looks like I could totally make a guess. Because look, between those two endpoints, like right there. So completely making a guess. That's perfectly fine. And now if I do it the right way with drawing my triangle, so make some purple, and draw my vertical distance and my horizontal distance, and count 1, 2, 3, 4. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Didn't mean to write it that big. Okay, so midpoint would be halfway, so we're going to divide 4 by 2 and get 2. We're going to divide 8 by 2 and get 4. And now we get to count it again, but halfway. So here we go. 1, 2. Count down 2 and over 1, 2, 3, 4. And right there, guys, is your center at 0, 3. And looks like D is our answer. Cool. Right, moving on. Number 7. Triangle BRI is reflected across the x-axis and then it's reflected across the y. We have a double reflection. So first I'm going over the x-axis. So I like to put color into this. Here we go. X-axis. Oh, that's my horizontal. I need the horizontal line. Here we go. Reflection of point R. So make sure that I know what point I'm doing. Okay. Now, R is 2 spaces away. See, 1, 2 spaces away from the x-axis. So we're going to need to count 2 more spaces up to reflect it. So there is R. It would be R prime. After that one reflection. Now we have to also do the y-axis. So with my, I'm going to highlight in a different color, the y-axis. This is the line I need to count to and reflect across. So here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it took 5 spaces to get there. Now we're going to count 5 more spaces to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. All right, that's the answer. So that would be our double prime. So in the question, I need to fix it and put it double prime because we did 2 reflections. Okay, so our answer, -5, 2A. All right. Next, number 8. We are going to use a rule, x + 6, y - 4, to transform the triangle to create triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. Then write the coordinates. Okay, so this is a slide. We're sliding the coordinates. So it's pretty simple. If you can remember that when it says x, you're shifting on the x-axis 6 spaces. So x-axis, again, you're shifting left or right, and so if it says +6, it means you're going to shift to the right. You're going to go to the right 6 spaces, okay? Then on the y-axis, okay, that's going to be the vertical axis. Let me get a different color, so I'll go back to red and show you guys that when it says y, you are traveling up or down because the y-axis goes up or down. So when it says -4, that's going down. So we're going to go right 6 and then down 4 spaces. Okay, so there's my direction, so I won't forget. I have to do each point because it wants me to do each point. So starting at A, I'm going to go to the right 6 and down 4. 6, -2. In parentheses, 6, -2. B prime, so to the right 6 and down 4, 6, -6. And then, last but not least, C, over to the right 6 and down 4, which it would be 4, -5. And then, just so you can see that pretty triangle, I'm going to connect the vertices. And there you have it. Next question, number 10. We have to figure out which equation is a line of symmetry for the figure shown. So it looks like the letter H, and a line of symmetry, it would just folds in half perfectly. So it's a line that when you draw it, it folds the figure in half perfectly. And honestly, it looks like there's only 2 ways to fold this. You can probably fold it this way. Yep, you can fold it horizontally, so down, and then you could fold it vertically this way. So this equation that I drew vertically would be x = -2. And then the horizontal one would be y = -1. So those are 2 possible answers. Now I should only see one in my answer choices. And I'm seeing x = -2. This is that one. So that would be my answer. Now, moving on to number 10, how many lines of symmetry does the figure shown in the graph have? So again, a line of symmetry will fold a figure in half perfectly. So when you draw the line, it should fold it perfectly. So this one has 2. So usually you want to draw the line from the vertices, so like a diagonal, like connecting corners, or folding it in half. But this one, if we fold it in half, just like so, you'll notice that it's not matching up. So this folds in half perfectly. It would not go and touch that corner. It would actually fold and touch right here. So you can try an experiment by cutting out a piece of paper in this shape and experiment that way, or regraph it and experiment on paper. Or just looking at the screen and and then just choosing how many you think. But I'm going to get rid of that last line because it definitely was not good. And I'm going to graph the other line for you guys. It's going to be this line. So that's the second one. So there would be only 2 ways to fold this. The last question, no, sorry, not the last question. The second to last question, we are reflecting over the line y equals x. So step 1 is to graph the line y equals x. So it is a positive slope. It crosses right through the center, and the slope is 1. So you can see how it has a slope of 1 going up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, and so forth. So go ahead and highlight what point you're reflecting. We're going F. So F is currently in the second quadrant, so it's going to come down into the fourth quadrant now once it's reflected. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to use my line tool, and I'm going to just draw a straight line over. You can either go down to touch or you can go over. It doesn't matter. I guess I'll go over. So I'm going to count the number of spaces that point F is away from the line y equals x. 7, 8, 9. So that means I'm going to have to count 9 spaces down. So let me just sketch it real quick and then just make sure of my count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, that's good. So this is my point right here. So the coordinates would be 6, -3. And I'm done. Now remember, I did teach you guys that if you wanted to remember a different way, when you see the equation y equals x, so with the coordinate pair, your x and y coordinate pair of the point F, the original coordinate is -3, 6. Alright, so again, you've done coordinates forever. Your x coordinate comes first and your y coordinate comes second. But since the equation's written as y equals x, you put your y coordinate first, which is 6, and you put your x coordinate second, which is -3. Alright, and so again, it's the same thing. Alright, now we're in the last question. So this is a slope question, so on your test you will have some spiral questions, and slope and midpoint, those are going to be on there. So I like to make sure that I highlight the question being asked. So it's just plain slope. Alright, on my graph paper I am going to graph my 2 points, -4, 1, and 2, 3. Alright, and then with my ruler I'm going to draw a straight line. Alright, and then it looks positive, so I would certainly knock out C and D because those are both negative. Then I'm going to count my rise and my run. So up 2 and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to be 2 over 6, and that will reduce to 1/3. So again, you use your alpha y equals in your calculator to reduce that. So B is the right answer. Yay! And that concludes your study guide. So get ready for your test. Good luck!